Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, Robosen downsizes its auto-transforming Optimus Prime, Dungeons & Dragons gets a new line of converting monster dice, and the Emperor of Destruction is revealed as the next HasLab Transformers project. Today is Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022, and this is episode 510 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that wonders, do you have to be a raving egomaniac to become a billionaire? Or does becoming a billionaire turn you into a raving egomaniac? I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
This is like a which came first, the chicken or the ego? Yeah, I know. It sounded better in my head. It sounded better in my head. I'm sorry.
The ego?
Ooh, waffles.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian beast.
Hi, everybody. Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and support the show. We really appreciate it. Your donations continue to help us keep the lights on and help keep everything going here. So if you'd like to become a Donatreon, if you're not one already, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that's where you can sign up. And we've got lots of perks, lots of bonus content, and other good stuff coming to you if you become a Donatreon. As I mentioned, bonus shows. We've got the bonus uncut episode of the next Empire of Rust, our Transformers live play RPG podcast. This is episode 88, Back to the Future. Do you have to go 88 miles per hour? This is the early version exclusive to Donatrons, and this just came out on Monday, October 31st, Halloween, so you should already have access to it if you are a Donatron. The regular version of this episode will go up next Monday, November 7th, so everyone who is a regular listener of Empire of Rust, stay tuned for that next week. And in another week, on November 14th, which is usually the in-between week for Empire of Rust, we've got a special episode coming out. This is a bonus episode. It's called You're Not Thinking Fourth Dimensionally. I'm sensing a time travel Back to the Future theme here. So this is a special episode. This is not episode 89. This is a special kind of backstory interquel episode. So you'll just have to stay tuned to hear what it's about. It might have something to do with a dear departed former candidate who we might get some backstory on what's going on with this character who we haven't heard from in a while. So stay tuned, all you Empire of Rust listeners, and look forward to that. Another bonus episode we've got coming very soon is something that Mike put together for the War for Cybertron toy line. So Mike was interested in doing a little retrospective, and he got Apollo and Dr. Pants together to talk about it. And we're going to put that up as another Donatreon exclusive coming very soon. I think we'll be putting that out next week. So Dr. Pants, you were there. How did that go? Was it a fun time?
There was a lot
how
of
much crap did you guys talk about us behind our backs there? When the whole B team gets together, what kind of shade do you throw our way?
Oh man. It's like a Bed Bath and Beyond, just shade as far as the eyes can see. No. I'm pretty sure the only shade we threw were at some figures in the War for Cybertron trilogy, but we talk a lot about our favorite figures, what they did right in that series, what we didn't think they did right, some figures that really missed the bar. Like, we just had a good time talking about the toys of that series, and just a lot of retrospective now that we're into Legacy. And what we think about it moving forward then too. So it's a really good time. It was a lot of discussion. We had a lot of things to say, and we did not agree a lot of the time. So there's some fun discussion. Some names might have been called too, but I don't remember.
Got nasty.
I have to listen to the episode. No, it didn't get nasty.
I'm going to guess that Apollo hated everything.
Except for Starscream.
For Starscream.
Right.
I mean, we did talk a lot about the Seekers, so.
Well, there were a lot of them.
There were a lot of them. They warranted a lot of talk. It was a lot of Seeker talk and a lot of Sideswipe talk. But it's
should have had Mike Cybert on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's also a Donatron exclusive. So if you are a member of our Patreon, you'll have access to that very soon, and we'll be sure to let you guys know when it's up and get access. All right. And now we come to our monthly Toyhax $10 gift code giveaway. So this is our October giveaway. This episode is going up on November 2nd, but we're doing the drawing in October. So it's October 30th as we do this. So it still counts. It still counts.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do it because I'm out the next 2 weeks.
Yes. And as before we reveal the winner here, did want to mention we have a new promotion with our friends from Toyhax. So Toyhax has given us a special code for all our listeners to use at their site, and this will give you 15% off on your entire order at toyhax.com. So use our code TM1234. Very simple. Might
That's
be
like
the
code I have on my luggage.
I'm never going to remember this. I got to write this down. Hold on.
So, very easy to remember. But yeah, anytime you use that code with Toyhax, it helps us out. We get a little commission on that, and you get 15% off your order. So, help us out, help yourself out. And thank you to our friends at Toyhax for setting that up. This will, go ahead. I was gonna say this is combinable with your Robo points. If you have Robo points at toyhax.com, you can combine it with that, but it does not combine with other discounts or promotions. So just be aware of that.
But 15% is significant. That's a pretty big discount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can use it over and over. It's not a one-time use. You can use it as many times as you like. As many orders as you like until it expires, which we do not. It's currently indefinite, so we don't know when this will end. But right now, it's going strong. So enjoy. All right, now let's get into the winner for this month. Who's going to get their lucky $10 gift code at Toyhax? Jeremy, is your assistant ready?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right. Can you please have her pick a random number for us between 1 and 79?
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 79. Nope.
Here's a number between 1 and 79. It's 27.
27, and that is Ethan, who is high-five me on the Discord.
Awesome.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Ethan. Good job, Ethan.
Congratulations, Ethan.
We will get you your $10 gift code. And I think a gift code could work with it. 50% off?
No.
Maybe?
It should count as payment, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it should go through as the payment option. So, yeah.
So maybe you can get even more with that $10.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ethan, high five us when you get your code and then show us the stickers you got. No? Oh.
It was bad, Charles. Wish I had another pop to open here.
All right. Let's move on and jump into some toys with some quick hits.
All right, with starting off the show this week, we're going to talk about something that happened just before TFcon last week, and that was the Transformers brand team fan roundtable that we were invited to partake in, and I got the lucky pulled the short straw on this one and got to join. So I was really happy to be a part of this one, and I've never actually been a part of them before, so it was really fun. I've been able to submit questions that Jeremy's been able to ask for me, but to sit in on it was really fun. I did
get rid of the middleman.
Yeah, exactly. I need make sure that Jeremy emphasizes the words that I mean, want to make sure.
I'm not going to say decals. That right there.
That is an old one, yeah. So there was a lot of stuff that was talked about. A lot of things were brought up during the call. I'm just going to go through the highlights here. There is a page on TFW 2005 that details everything here. A couple of the highlights, though. We've seen with the Velocitron set that we are getting what appears to be a G2 Stunticon deco. They basically confirm that without confirming it. So we do have everybody's going to be coming. They said hopefully. So yeah, there was a lot of that through this call. They couldn't outright say, yes, you're right. That's true. We're doing that. But they said, you guys are onto something. And then, let us kind of, sit in that for a minute. So let's just go ahead and say, yes, G2 Menasor is coming. Yeah. So, why they've started it now, that didn't really come up with the original G1 version not being finished. That didn't come up, but it is coming. The idea of new characters, Brian Kilby from RFC asked about new characters like Scrap Hook. They are always looking for the more ways to expand the character lines.
Scrap Heap is his name.
No, Scrap Hook is the new one, not the one you made. So they're looking for ways. They're looking for teams or existing kind of like species, I guess.
Subgroups.
Yeah, subgroups is a perfect word for it. So like the Junkions were a perfect way to introduce a brand new character without them really looking off. So, not needing a new show or anything like that. So they're always looking for ways to introduce a brand new character. We saw a bunch of them in the what was it? The parts formery guys, the guys that all broke up. But the ones that just ended with the the weaponizer guys. So yeah, so we saw a whole bunch of new characters in that line because it was a perfect little way to make it happen. Ant from TFU.info asked about Tarn and whether or not we would see the rest of the DJD line or in the main line. It's the Evan from the design team said the rest are a bit of a design challenge. They love pulling from the IDW universe. And Ant did make a joke about how you could do Voss as an upside down submarine. But it's
who's the electrocution chair?
That's Kaon, I think.
You could do him as a dental chair.
Well, so there was a bit of a discussion on how they could do a crossover, like a collaborative project with Metallica, and do a Metallica chair, and that could be the Kaon figure. So there was a bit of a discussion on that. It was end up being a bit of a joke, but the DJD, the entire team, it's an issue to do them, design them. They're always up for the challenge. And Mark especially absolutely loves the comics and really, really was into the idea of doing the DJD. He loves Tarn as the character. And the question was asked whether Roberts and Milne will be getting copies of Tarn. And they said, if we're going to get there, we're going to try and, get in touch with them so we can get them copies. So, that was very cool. I asked about a Minerva and just asking whether, they'll acknowledge it. And when I said, will you acknowledge its existence? I held it up. So I just, the people ahead of me in line kind of, asked all the good questions that I had. So I was just like, well, I'll just ask my goofy question. But then I kind of just went along, just kind of said, yeah, they also kind of confirmed something that we all really kind of knew. And that was that Minerva is a Walgreens exclusive for you guys in the States, but they also seem to kind of always give Walgreens the medics. So, Ratchet's a medic, Brainstorm's a scientist, so he kind of falls in there, so Walgreens always gets all the medics. And so Minerva is being a medic, that's where she's going. And you can see it now because it started landing at Walgreens while TFcon was on. So Matt G from Awesome Toy Blog asked about the core class Dino bots. And this discussion went on for a while because they wanted to. Matt wanted to get into the fact that they really, really resembled Dino King, and this is another one of the instances where the design team essentially confirmed that Dino King was coming without actually saying, "Yes, you're right. We're making Dino King," but they said, it's very interesting how there's 6 members of this Dinobot combiner, and they all really resemble some Japanese characters that happened. And they said, that's true. We'll see what we do with them later, And then, it was very, a very tongue-in-cheek kind of way of saying, yeah, you're right. And they say, well, they did go out and say what the fandom has guessed is correct, but we just can't say it. So yeah. Vangelis asked about male characters and going into there's been a lot of male characters in wave 1 and wanted to know about more female characters coming. They said, yeah, we're always doing more female characters. We just we're looking for more ways, and we want them to have original molds because it was the War for Cybertron line had a lot of them having all the same molds. So they're looking for ways to kind of, differentiate the way that the female characters look. And let's see here. So Alex from TFW 2005 started talking about molds getting second lives. And because there are molds that get built and get kind of pushed aside, never make it into the toy line. Now, Mark ended up going on a bit of a tangent here, talking about Sea Spray and how Sea Spray from Titan's Return has an alternate head that never got released because it's an alternate. But this alternate head is his merman head from the Sea Change episode back in the G1. And there seems to be a lot of this. There are just, like Jeremy kind of joked about at the beginning before we went on air, is that there is just this bucket or a drawer of heads at Hasbro that there's just a ton of these things just lying around that they just made just for, just as a potential, whatever, and they just never see the light of day. So there are all kinds of, possibilities out there for figures, in the future. And these, that's where Galaxy Shuttle's head came from. It had just been made for something else, in the
It
past.
was made for that mold. But I think Mark was the one that knew about it.
Okay. So it was specific for that mold then. Okay. So it was, they thought, okay, so we got this head and, where can we use it? And they found it for the Astrotrain mold. So, and ending it all off, Jack from T-Formers asked about Beast Wars Japanese lineage, and through this conversation, they asked about why the word convoy doesn't get used over here in North America, and how the word convoy is trademarked, is a trademark term in Japan. So in North America, it has to be called Prime. I think it's maybe I have it backwards, but so basically we can't use convoy, or they can't use Prime. I can't remember how it worked, but
I think you're right, because we got Leo Prime over here,
right? So so we can't use them as convoy. We can't use that term. And I don't know who holds that trademark, but it was an interesting revelation on that. But we had a really great discussion. It was very interesting. There is a much more detailed listing of every question and whatnot on the TFW 2005 their article. But it was really good. It was a really fun discussion.
Okay. Next up, we have some Botbot news. New Transformers Botbots Ruckus Rally. This is Series 6. They are 8 packs. There's 2 for the custodial crew and 2 of the pet mob. We got these through an eBay listing, but the Netflix logo is on there. And if you're looking for more Botbots, I mean, here you go. It's been a long time. Botbots took over for a little while. It was great. They were small. They were fun. It's good to see more coming back.
They could have released them a little bit closer to when the show came out.
Oh no, the show's still new, right? When did the show come out? Like a month ago,
it's
right?
on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's there.
I will say, related to this, I ordered the 2 racers, like the pizza slice and stuff, for my kid, thinking it would come out, when the show is, and I just got my shipping notice. So
I forgot about those.
If you pre-ordered any of the stuff that was announced when the show was released, it's coming out very soon.
That's good.
Well, I have here, Amazon has been on and off putting digital coupons on Transformers over the last couple of weeks. So just a heads up, if you're on Amazon shopping for Transformers and you see there might be a box on, I just checked and they're not there right now, but there might be, when you listen to this, a box saying save, a certain amount with a coupon. Check that box, save a little bit extra money. And I think as we get closer to Christmas, their prices are going to be more discounted as well. Anyway, so just a heads up on that.
Okay, we've got the next wave of the Super 7 reaction figures. So this is wave 6, and these are Transformers the movie figures. We've got the prototype Unicron. That is a bigger version. It's the 6-inch version, where I think they're normally 3-inch figures, but it's a big old potbelly Unicron, prototype Unicron that was never produced from back in the 80s. Not very representative of the character from the movie, but it's, I guess, nostalgia for the unreleased prototype. If you'd like that.
I love the card art.
The card art is fantastic.
Looks like Orson Welles.
We've also got some other characters. We've got Quintesson, we've got Sharktacon, we've got Cyclonus, we've got Ultra Magnus, and Wreck-Gar. So those are the other figures in this wave. So look forward to that. If you are collecting these Super 7 action figures, you've got a bunch of Transformers the movie figures coming soon. All right. One thing that we heard from Robosen is that they have released a new version of their transforming Optimus Prime figure, auto transforming, or I should say auto converting Optimus Prime figure. So this is now the Elite Edition. It's a few inches shorter than the original that they are now. The original figure is now the Flagship Edition. So it's a little bit smaller. You'd think that would make it a little bit more affordable, which I guess relatively, but it's actually the same price that the original model was released at last year. So it's actually this is the like true version of downsizing, where they make the product smaller but charge you the same amount of money. But the Flagship now, they're not producing that anymore, so all the stock that is left has been bumped up to what, $1,000 now. So $1,200, excuse me. Yeah, so I guess if you were still interested in getting that Flagship version, you might want to check like TFsource or somewhere else where it might still be at the $750 price point. But if you go to Robosen directly, it's $1,200. But I guess if you want the smaller Elite version, that's still $700. So sure, if you're interested. We did see this in action at TFcon last weekend. I mean, Daryl has one at his house, but we got to see. They showed off a bunch of them at TFcon, and it was cool to see them. And we've got a video with the Robosen marketing team coming soon, so look forward to that. And yeah, if you're interested, you can still pick these up. Enjoy.
All right. And now we have a hot pre-order notification. They are reissuing the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Commander Class Jetfire, the original version, not the Shattered Glass one. This is the original release. Yeah, it should be releasing around January 2023. You can go to any of your normal online Transformer retailer, Big Bad Toy Store, TFsource, like any of those, and you should find it up there for pre-order. So if you missed out on it, here's your chance to pick one up. It is a fantastic toy. Daryl and I did an episode of We Like Big Bots about Jetfire/Skyfire, and we talk about how cool this toy is. So go watch that video if you're a Donatreon, and then go pre-order the toy if you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is really good.
Are they making any changes to this thing, or is it straight up reissue?
It's a straight up reissue from what it says.
It's a $10 price increase. That's the change.
Oof. It's still worth it. It's $90 versus originally was $80 when it came out a few years ago, right? I think so.
It's par for the course.
I mean,
I wish it
with
was
with the Masterpiece coming out, like, you could go for this if you can't stomach the Masterpiece, and this is still like a good buy because I think it's still close to the size too. I don't think it's too much smaller than the Masterpiece, so there you go.
And the third-party panel was held at TFcon while we were all in attendance, except for Dr. Pants. But there was a good number of things that were talked about during that panel. And again, you can take a look at the slides, or you can watch our video that we live streamed while we were there. And it was pretty good. I think it did pretty well. Jeremy, I think a lot of people watched that, didn't they?
Yeah. A lot of people watched live and after the fact.
So I'm going to just touch on some highlights here. But Transform and Roll Out has announced they've kind of been sitting in the back of the third party verse for a while. They had that Transforming Jazz that they did a long time ago. That was the G1 Jazz that everyone liked. But now they're coming out with a Cybertron Optimus Prime. And this thing looks really, really good. I gotta say, so there's I really like the way that this thing it looks. It's got a bunch of LEDs. I don't think there's any sounds, but it doesn't need any sounds. It looks awesome. So yeah, there's that. X Transbots was up next, and they are doing a masterpiece scaled Devastator. And they showed off some, there were some prototypes of these at the show, and these were of their long haul and their scrapper. And they had both of these prototypes at the show, and we got some nice images of them here, as well as a mock-up of them combined. So they look pretty good. And next up was Magic Square, and Magic Square is continuing with their line of legend scale figures, doing a Huffer, a Jazz, and their newly announced Jetfire. And this thing is just in some prototype plastic here, so it doesn't look as awesome as it will. But you just wait. Once it starts getting production plastic, it'll look really, really good. Continuing with Iron Factory, they're still doing their Samurai series, and this is a look at their Ironhide, and he transforms into a bus, so it looks pretty cool. And they're also doing a Huffer. So if you like Iron Factory over Magic Square, then they all have different aesthetics, so you can take a look at that. Fans Toys had an offering there. They showed off their Superion, and they showed off it a lot in combined mode, and then also in the jet mode. The thing that made this kind of display really interesting was that the kibble bits that are used to make up Superion, when disassembled and the jets, the individual figures are in jet mode, can be reassembled into a display stand. And that was really very cool, because often you find that all this stuff gets left or put into a bag or put to the side, or you don't know what to do with it. So they've done something with it, and they've made it so you can actually use it, and it looks cool. So very neat. Then for the controversy of the weekend, which came from this third-party panel. So Fans Toys is starting another company name, I guess. They're calling it Fantastic Model. And they have announced this new figure called FM-02 Marg. And it is a Ultra Magnus figure. Going through the slides, we saw Ultra Magnus in his G1 aesthetic, and he comes with a bunch of heads, a couple different faces, and then it also shows that inside the figure is a white Prime, a white G1 looking Optimus Prime figure, right? Or a Magnus figure, I guess. So this is very cool. Everyone seems to like it. It's a bunch of pieces, though. A bunch of pieces go over top of the white cab Optimus Prime. So the controversy came when people were like, well, does it transform? What's the deal with this thing? Then they showed, there's continuing pictures showing off just the Magnus, it's just the white Prime. So the controversy was, what is this thing? Is it a model kit? Does it transform? Who, what, when, where, and why of this particular design? And all we got told was that the name of the company is Fantastic Model, so it's a model kit, is what we got told. It looks like it parts forms. So we were at TFcon, but apparently the thread on this thing lit up like a Christmas tree. After this third-party panel went up, and in response, Fans Toys had to release a picture of this thing in its alternate mode, in its truck mode, the next day, to just kind of quell some of these, noisy fans that were like, what the hell is this thing? I don't want to blah, 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 blah. So there is a picture of it out there in its truck mode. I still have not seen a confirmation that it transforms. But there is potential that it actually just parts forms. It just busts up and then you reassemble it as a truck, like a Transformium kind of deal. That's probably going to make a bunch of people unhappy, but until I see that it's actually transformable, because we literally have a picture of it here, all broken apart. And I don't see any hinges. I don't see anything on this thing. I just see it in a bunch of different pieces. So does it transform? I'm sure that the white Optimus, inner robot, I'm sure that transforms or potentially does. It looks like it does. But the trailer, I don't see it. So, plus it says it's a fantastic model, like models in the name, like, I don't know.
As I pointed out, Kabaya kits are models and they transform.
Right. They are not this,
They're
detailed.
not as detailed. I know.
Mic drop.
Just want to point out real quick that if you do look at some of the pictures of it in full Magnus mode, there are hinges in some spots. It looks like. So I'm assuming it is going to partly parts form. Like if you look at the feet and whatnot and the legs, like there's some hinges in there. There's some hinges in the arms in some poses. It's got a parts form a little bit, because there's no way that it's just the truck unfolds and wraps around the robot the way this is done. But
right.
But
I don't think it's exploding like it does in that one picture, because even the wheels are coming off in that one picture.
I mean, if you look at this one here, you can see like what looks like a hinge under the arm.
Yeah. I have no doubt that the cab, the white inner robot, I have no doubt that this is a much more solid figure than the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, if this is legitimately fans' toys and this is them, continuing on, and this just is added to another one in their pile, we'll find out about this in probably around 2027, 2028. Whenever they get around to kind of finalizing this whole deal, maybe we'll be lucky enough to remember that there was this whole controversy around it. Maybe not.
Was it Diecast from RFC that speculated maybe they were just passing on the manufacturing process to the customers?
Yeah. Who knows? I'm still, as far as fans' toys goes, I'm still, of the camp that the Fortress Maximus body is not going to happen. So, I don't think that's happening, but we'll see. Anyway, continuing on, we got a couple figures from New Age. They've done I think it's a repaint. Yeah, it's got to be a repaint of their Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. But these are in kind of like a worn out kind of, just a beat up kind of coloring, and it looks pretty good. So, yeah, if you want your Bumblebee and Cliffjumper to look like they've been through hell, then this one's for you. They've also done the same thing to their Optimus and Megatron. This is their Agamemnon and their David figures. This is just another one of the numerous repaints that they've done. New Age should be subtitled New Age Repaint Arama. That should be the name of this company. They've got a Ultra Magnus that they're calling Octavian. Cool. I mean, that's neat. It looks great. And this one is a Transformer, so it does transform. That is for sure. And they do have a version of it that is in clear plastic. So Fans Hobby, who was one of the providers of, as Fans Toys staff had told us, the biggest exclusive they've ever had with the Delta Baser and Magna Bomber. This thing sold out pretty quickly. I think there was, I don't think it made it to Sunday. I think it was definitely gone by the end of Saturday. So a very, very cool, piece to have as an exclusive. It's also very expensive. They showed off some pictures of their Ultra Naval Commander, which is just a repaint of the Naval Commander that they've got. Then they also showed off their Ultra Meg Tyranno, and this one is, I can't remember if it's a repaint or if it's just a new figure.
It's a
Dr.
repaint.
Pants. It's a repaint. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
because they put out a Tyranno figure that or Meg Tyranno that was the Armada Megatron.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't been paying that close of attention, but I know you have, so I wanted to just run it by you there. And then they teased the MB-22, which is going to be their Armada Jetfire. So, yeah, they couldn't say the name, but everyone knows what it is. So, and then lastly, we've got Mastermind Creations, which is also one of the providers of one of the most sought after exclusives of the weekend, which was their Steel Jaw. I don't know if you jumped to that now, Jeremy, but it is there. It's down at the end. It was one of the last ones. There you go. But yeah, so Steel Jaw was a very, very cool piece to get this past weekend, this past weekend, and it was a nice one. There, I think this exclusive one came with like metallic looking wings and guns, and I think the standard version is just going to have kind of like matte versions of those. But don't quote me on that. I just seemed like from the pictures that's the way it looked. And then they showed off a bunch of stuff that's already been coming out. They've got some parts of their Defensor coming, and this is their Streetwise is called Negavant, and they showed him off there, and they're very cool. These are the ones that have all of the pieces for the limb integrated into the figure, so it's very cool. I've yet to mess with any of these, so I would like to do it at some point. And then they showed off a lot of pictures of their upcoming double dealer, which is called Predator Nimbus.
Oh, that's this guy.
Yeah. And he's got a lot of modes, he's got a lot of accessories, and he's pretty damn cool. A very big figure. This is their R51, which I think is going to be their last R figure. I heard something about this. I think of almost a year ago now that they were finishing off with the R series, but I mean, I could be wrong. Somebody out there probably knows better than I do. But that is going to end it for the third-party panel. There was a lot of really cool stuff, and it seemed pretty short. I think it was only about 36 minutes or so, but it was fun. It was a lot of neat stuff and a lot of funny names.
All right. Well, that's all our quick hits. Let's jump into our main discussion topic. Okay, so this past week, Hasbro had their 1027 Hasbro Pulse Premium event. It's exclusively for Pulse members, but the link was quickly shared everywhere, so everyone got the chance to watch it, not just Pulse members. But that's okay. You know, your Pulse members still get the premium access to the pre-order stuff, but we all got a chance to watch everything live. Although it was about a 2-hour stream, and it was mostly there was lots of different brands that Hasbro went through. Transformers was close to the very end, so you had to wait a little while for the Transformers stuff. But one thing that did come up before that was in the Dungeons and Dragons part of the stream. Dungeons and Dragons is getting some Transformers. They're called Dicelings, and they are 20-sided dice. They're kind of they're bigger than your regular 20-sided dice. They're not teeny tiny. They're about big size, but they turn into Dungeons and Dragons monsters. So we've got an owlbear, we've got a beholder, we've got 2 dragons, we've got a black dragon and a red dragon. And these look pretty cool. And the Dungeons and Dragons Twitter account said they put out a tweet that said transform and roll out. So they're aware.
I get it.
These are all $14 each. Each one is $14, and you can pre-order them on the Hasbro Pulse site. Looks like as of this recording, they are not sold out. So if you are interested in getting them, you can pick them up. If you are a Transformers fan and a Dungeons and Dragons fan, this might be tailor made for you. So, so there you go, Dr. Pants. Well, I'll throw it to you since you are the key demographic. What do you think of these guys?
Oh my God, I love these so much. I mean, I'm here, so I'm obviously a big Transformers fan, but I am a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan. I don't know what else to say. These things scratch an itch I didn't know existed. I absolutely love them. I literally just pre-ordered all 4 of them right now.
Wow.
Well, I was like, I only need 1 dragon, but no, I need both. And like, you need a beholder. That's fantastic. And then the owlbear is by far my favorite one. That is just so awesome. I love it. And apparently the owlbear and the 2 dragons are to promote the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons Among Thieves movie, Honor Among Thieves movie. So that's really, really cool. But I hope they do this because Dungeons and Dragons has such a wide catalog of different monsters. I would love to see, like, you know, a mind flare or a kobold or a bugbear, goblins, any of that stuff. Finish out the dragons. Like, these are so cool. I cannot wait to see these in person. I absolutely love these. And the painting on like the animal details or the monster details actually looks really cool. The D20s themselves are kind of bland, but I mean, it's a D20. What do you want?
The real question is, are these weighted properly?
Probably not. If they are, I will be shocked.
I don't understand why, like, the 3 of them are branded as Honor Among Thieves versions of the monsters, but the Beholder is not. So I guess Beholders are not in the movie. Maybe that's too high level of a monster for the characters in the movie to take on. Maybe you have to hold that till the sequel. I don't know why the Beholder is not branded as Honor Among Thieves Beholder.
I'm going to say it's mostly because, I mean, Beholders are a very high level. They're probably not going to show up.
Yeah.
So
He'll be in the post-credit scene.
Maybe, yes. But I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait.
Very cool. Jeremy, any thoughts on these guys?
I don't know. I mean, I've never played actual D&D. I've played a couple times with you guys, but these look pretty cool, especially the dragons. I think look really cool. I don't know if it's something for me. It would probably have to be like a spur of the moment purchase decision, but the movie did seem interesting. Like, we've seen the trailer like half a dozen times now, and as a dumb popcorn flick, I think it looks fun. So, I think it's really cool that they're doing this. It's a really smart idea. And I like that they're not doing the crossover branding, because I think that wouldn't play as well as just doing this and saying, hey, we make transforming things or converting things. So, I think without the Transformers branding, I think it works even better, because that way we don't have to do like what they did with the Street Fighter, where, making the characters, I don't know. I thought that was the worst one they've done. So just make these convert into die, and I think it's perfect.
Yeah, and these I mean, we use 20-sided dice for Empire of Rust, so it can work there. Assuming they're properly weighted. Probably not.
We have a comment from Frenzy is Red saying they need to make figures for all the different die.
No, they should. They should do like little minions for like the D4 and D6, like progressively get higher level monsters or bigger monsters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then make a D100 that is a gargantuan monster. That's what they should do.
All right, Daryl, what are your thoughts on these guys?
Well, I mean, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, but I do play Magic the Gathering, and that is another Hasbro brand. And all I see when I look at the red dragon is a red dragon deck. And I'm like, okay, well, this would be cool if I was playing a Red Dragon deck. Then I could have my D20 out there as my life counter and just, just transform it in the middle of the game and be like, here you go. I have a dragon on the table now. It's really not as impactful during Magic the Gathering. It's just fun, but but yeah, it's they're neat. I don't have as much interest in collecting a whole line of them, even though they'll be about $20 here in Canada if they ever show up at a store. But yeah, they're neat. But probably I'd only be interested in one of the four right now. This red dragon that's on the screen, that'd probably be the only one I'd want.
All right.
But they could do branding with the Magic the Gathering stuff too, because that all uses 20 sided die.
Oh, fair enough. All right, and then we did get to at the very end. We did get to the Transformers section of the stream, and we got some HasLab about what's coming next for HasLab.
That is my jam.
The version that they played during the stream was amazing.
I'll have to check it out. I missed it actually. So,
did you download it, Jeremy? Get the audio?
Not yet, but it was like electric guitar remix. I think. I don't know. It was great.
So yeah. This is not a update for all you audio listeners out there. This is not an update on the Victory Saber project from HasLab. This is an all new HasLab project that has been announced, that they announced on the 10/27 stream, and they are gonna do what everyone was hoping they were gonna do, and they're gonna do Deathsaurus. So it is a new project. It is up right now. So it is $179.99, and Jeremy's looking at it right now. And what are the numbers?
Backers.
5,156 backers out of a target of 11,000. And this is, I mean, it's been up for what, 3 days? So yeah. So it looks fantastic. I'm probably committed at this point because I got Victory Saber coming. I think I got to get the good with the bad here, or the bad with the good. It was very cool to see that they brought in Thu to help introduce it. I enjoyed that.
Him with it.
I question whether it was actually a full on surprise, but whether I still think it was cool that they brought him back to do it. He's kind of their unofficial mascot now, is have Thu on. I don't mind. He's fun. So it started. The campaign is going to go till December 12th. What do we got?
And
December 12th.
They will charge you on December 13th.
There you go. So you can start. You can back it now, and then you can expect the bill on the 13th. So let's talk about some stretch goals here, because there are 2 stretch goals. There's one at 14,000, and then there's one at 17,000. So, Jeremy, since you've got the page up there, do you want to run us through the 2 stretch goals?
Yeah. So we get here. The first one, if they get to 14,000 backers, you can get the Living Metal Destroying Cannon, which you can see on the screen here. It's just this crazy looking gun. It also folds over, and then you also get this mace that has an actual flexible chain, not the kind that we got with Galvatron, but like a real working chain, though it is plastic. And then it also essentially this is a weapons kit, because it also includes some blast effects as well.
Yeah.
So we have here some pictures of both the robot chicken mode and the robot mode where he can hold the gun and he has the mace there. At tier 2 is 17,000 backers, and that you get his Decepticon Emperor throne, as well as a stand that can display him in robot mode or like alt mode, flying. Like it's pretty flexible. So this looks really cool. And then I think that is it. That's the only 2 tiers that they've announced.
That's it. So there is only 2 tiers that you can go. The stretch goals are, I'm going to say it. They're not great. It's a bunch of weapons and then a chair with a stand. So these stretch goals they're not fantastic. I mean, this campaign is going up against, not up against, but it's running concurrently against the Ghost Rider one right now, which is expected to fail. It is not doing well. That was if you watch the stream, they pushed that thing pretty hard during their the Marvel Legends component, and it is not doing overly well. But
I think the Deathsaurus one has already overtaken the Ghost Rider.
It has. I think so. Yeah. But the stretch goals on the Ghost Rider one are like another Marvel Legends figure as tier 1, and then another Marvel Legends figure at tier 2, and then another Marvel Legends figure at tier 3. So it's just more and more, beneficial, to your collecting of Marvel Legends, unreleased stuff. But for Transformers, we get weapons and stands and chairs. We need chairs. So I wish these kits were better.
There is a significant price difference between the Marvel Legends and this. I mean, it's like the Ghost Rider thing is what, like $300?
$350.
$350.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
$349.99. But what I'll say with the stretch goals is, if we don't hit the stretch goals for this, you're not missing out on much other than some cool little fan servicey things from the show. It's not necessary. Whereas the Ghost Rider one, number one, with the price being as ridiculous as it is, it's hard to get in on it. And if it doesn't reach those stretch goals, you're not getting key characters that you probably should have with that. I don't know. I kind of I personally like the stretch goals on this, just because, like I said, if they don't happen, it's nothing too terrible. I would love to see them get made, but if we miss out on the cannon or the chair, no big deal. It's fan service. I want, he is complete with everything he's got.
Yeah. Essentially, I just looked at Victory Sabers, and these 2 tiers are essentially the same. Victory Saber had his big cannon at 14,000 and then a stand at 17. And then they announced tier 3, which was 20,000, and that was the shield and the 2 little microbots.
The microbots is one that he really didn't need to come with, but all of this stuff, the figure should come with, automatically. These are all things that these figures should come with, to start with. And then the stretch goals should be like bonus things, we'll give you, a clear Breastmaster or something. I don't know, some bullshitty thing like the
Chessmaster.
Chessmaster.
Is Chessmaster better than saying Chessmaster better than saying Breastmaster?
Yes, 100%.
All right.
I mean, does it really make you feel that uncomfortable? I mean,
no, it doesn't me, but I'm sure if I was talking to anybody and they saw my collection, I'd be like, oh yes, that's a member of the Breast Force. I'm going to get weird looks. But if I'm like, it's the Chest Force, they would
still get weird looks.
I think they would automatically assume, oh, it's got something to do with the chest. Whereas if I say Breast Force, you're going to be like,
It's like, what kind of anime is that again?
You're also talking to, there's people that you've also brought down into your giant room of toys. So
You make it sound like it's a dungeon. Like I'm luring them down there. Like, do you want to see my things?
I don't see any windows, Dr. Pants.
There's a window right there. It's like this high.
I don't see it. I can't see it. You could be lying.
Yeah. One other thing on this, since we mentioned the music, Dr. Pants, this video here is the video that has the sound. I don't think it'll come through if I play it here, but this is basically just that video with the remix of the victory theme.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I will check that out.
I don't know. I was just, when I saw this, I was like, please let the stretch goals be better. And they weren't. But
they
I do like the price. Yeah. I do like the price. It's very easy to get into. I think that the Transformers team kind of, they figured out what didn't work with Unicron, and they fudged the numbers to make it work. And now they're like, okay, well, let's get us back down to earth here on these ones. And so, they've got Victory Saber, which is coming, and it should be like next month. And now they've got Deathsaurus coming, which is even cheaper. I can update people because being outside of the US, it's very important for me here in Canada. Shipping has changed. For Victory Saber, there was a deal that you could take advantage of, and this loophole has now been closed. Thank you to DJ Ronan for pointing this out, because we were going to pull the same scheme this time. And for Victory Saber, you could buy the maximum of 5, which we did. And we got a group of 5 people together. I think it was 4 actually, but it doesn't matter. We got 5 people together and bought the max and shipped them all for one low shipping price of $30. Well, Hasbro does not like to do this anymore. And at this point in time, if you buy 5, you pay the shipping price 5 times. So, and the shipping price doesn't change. It's $30. So it doesn't matter if we get a group outside
the US.
Yeah. You bastards get it for free. We have to pay $30. So,
I feel like Daryl's going to be sending another figure to Jeremy's house for safekeeping.
We'll see.
No, not this time.
But it says the shipping is included for Pulse Premium members. So
yeah, how much is Pulse Premium?
What?
$50 a year.
I'll pay the $30 because I'm not buying from Pulse anymore. So this figure already is $30 more expensive for me just to buy it. Yeah. I don't see how it's $30 per figure unless they just ship them all individually. But anyway, it's a pain in the ass. The shipping loophole has been closed. So there's no benefit of a group of 5 people from outside the US getting together to kind of save on shipping anymore. It sucks. And they really should it's a broken record at this point. They need to fix the shipping to Canada, because nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do $30 shipping. Stupid.
Yep.
You want to mention that it is a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive for Japan?
You just did.
I was just looking through the links just to make sure, but yeah. So Japan doesn't have to worry about the shipping either.
Oh, good for them. Neither does the UK or Germany.
And those numbers will be added into the total. So I don't think it hasn't gone live on the Takara Tomy Mall yet, but I think it is this week. So as soon as those orders roll in, that should bump up the total already for the HasLab numbers. So I think the Victory Saber got to 20,000 last year or so. I imagine this one will probably make it to get all the tiers.
It's already halfway there.
Yeah.
It'll get, I can foresee it getting funded. It'll probably hit the tiers also, but again, if it doesn't, I just want a Deathsaurus. I need a Deathsaurus.
I almost bought a G1 Deathsaurus on the weekend.
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be on the show tonight. So
Would you be dead?
likely. Yes.
Frankly, I'm a little surprised you're still alive right now.
I just told her the podcast was going to pay for everything. She was like, "Oh, good."
You notice the silence there.
I just thought my earphones cut out.
All right, well, that's all our toy topics. So let's move on to our trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, Trips to the Store is brought to you by our friends at TeePublic. So you can get some Transmissions themed shirts and other merchandise at our TeePublic store. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. Get lots of cool shirts from TeePublic. Anything you buy from TeePublic through our link will help out the show. So you don't have to just buy Transmissions merchandise. Any merchandise you get from TeePublic will help us out. So just use transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And that's where you can get all your Transmissions merch. All right, starting off Trips to the Store. I'm going to start it off. First, of course, I got a new Transmissions shirt. This is our 2022 Tape Man version. This is a Sound Blaster variant. So thanks to Jeremy for ordering this for me and having it ready for me at TFcon. I wore it at TFcon last weekend. So
You're the only one of us that has ordered that shirt. 'Cause I already had my order in before I came up with that design.
Well, now everyone else can get one. You guys can beat Jeremy and Daryl. So also I saw our friend of the show, Casey W. Collar at TFcon last weekend. And I got his art book and he signed it. I think you can see there. Ooh. Too big C. So yeah, and of course this is his famous Megatron Joker picture from All Hail Megatron, one of the famous covers. Here's some shattered glass art on the back, and lots of good stuff in between here. Lots of.
He was selling originals at the show. Did you see those?
Yeah, I don't have a place to display my art. I tend not to buy.
What are you talking about? I see a ton of space behind you.
I gotta frame it.
So much work.
Your light, there you go. Your light was like blinding the pages.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
But it's good stuff. It's a good art book. Thank you, Casey. Liked it. I also got the Renegade Studios Transformers role-playing book, role-playing game core role book. So I'm going to have some fun digging into this. I'll probably catch up with Mike. Maybe we'll think about doing a game with this new Transformers role-playing game rule guide. So of course, this is not what Empire of Rust uses, because Empire of Rust is, at this point 3 or 4 years old. So they've been doing lots of stuff, but we'll have to check it out, see how interesting this is. But I am curious. So this was the last one they had at their booth, so I picked it up. So I've got a bunch of other stuff, but for right now, I think I will end with the Transformers the Movie Studio Series Spike.
Nice.
There he is. Core class Spike. He does transform, and he has weapons. His arms transform into weapons. So he can knock down the acid cover. I know Daniel knocked down the acid cover. Don't at me. But you can pretend this is Daniel instead of Spike. But
hurry.
So yeah, I like this figure. I was looking for this figure. I saw him at TFcon and I got him for $15, which is not too high above retail. So I picked it up. And sorry, the glare is getting
It's very bright.
Yeah, he's the exosuit is very white here. But I mean, he still has the paint apps on his face are lackluster. Like all Spike and Daniel figures, the paint apps on the face are terrible. So it does not. The face is not very nice.
Charles, you could use code TM1234 at toyhax.com and get 15% off their set. That includes a face for that figure.
That's a good tip.
Nice plug, Jeremy.
All right. Well, Jeremy, I'm going to send it over to you. What did you get?
All right. I'm going to start off. I got a commission by Casey Collar, and I also did get his art book. I completely forgot to bring that down, but you showed it. So mine is the same, except it doesn't say Big C on it. But I did get a commission from him. And continuing with my set of Superman commissions, like this is what I got from Andrew Griffith at TFcon Toronto. And basically I just asked the artist to give me their version of Superman. And this is what Casey did for me.
Ooh.
So looks really cool with him kind of opening his shirt to begin.
That's really good looking.
Yeah, this has been a really fun little project. And then I realized after I got this done, this is my very first Marvel character commission I've ever had done. Like, if you take Star Wars out of the, because Star Wars, it's owned by Marvel, but different. I got Thomas Deere to give me a Spider-Man, and he gave me this nice. Clean little bust of Spider-Man.
That's good.
It's very good.
And then toy-wise, Daryl couldn't shut up about the Artfire 2000 booth. And on Sunday, I realized I had not bought a single Transformer for me. I got some stuff for my kid, which I also forgot to bring down, but I'll show those in a few weeks.
I thought you meant you forgot to bring the kid down for a second. I was like, oh.
No. What I got for him is in his room with him, and he's asleep, so I'm not going in there. But I didn't have anything for me, and he was doing a sale on non-G1 figures, and I bought one of the book reissues of Stepper. I've never had a G1 Jazz mold. This is looking... It's really good. The book is kind of, you can tell it's been looked through, but everything is there.
Except Stepper.
Oh, I got ripped off. No. One of the missiles here is not attached to the top part of the sprue. Not a big deal. And as Daryl suggested before we start recording, I can just use that one in the figure and leave the others in the sprue. But I did open him up tonight and have him here. The gold looks great. I haven't applied any of the stickers. I might end up getting a Toyhax set just so I can leave these stickers here on the paper. But it's really cool. And like I said, I've never had a G1 Jazz mold, so this is my first one. And it's really cool. I like it. So that is all I got.
All right, well, let's take it over to Dr. Pants, who sadly did not join us at TFcon, but you still got lots of toys to show off.
Yeah, and I'm not even showing them all off. So, but did somebody say something about Toyhax? Because I got the label set for the Velocitron Scourge, and that is a sexy set. There is a lot of stickers going on here, and of course, I put the stickers on to make them look like the RID 2001 Scourge for the chest windows and the shoulder pads. There's actually a lot of options for it, so it's very worth it. There's a lot of stickers going on in that set. Even the missiles in his shoulders get individual stickers, so it's a cool little set. It really does help it. You get the windows covered up and everything. I liked it. I had a lot of fun putting the stickers on, so it was a good time. And I wish I had that coupon code when I ordered it. So order yourself one and use that coupon code.
I might.
TM1234.
It would not be Dr. Pants on trips to the store without a big bot. So here we go. I got Ocular Max Stellaris Prominion. This is their Star Convoy. Somebody was selling this on Twitter. They wanted to get rid of it, and I've been looking for one. And he's big. He's chunky. He has a prime that I had no representation of in my collection, and I kind of love it. And it did come with the leg fixes. He does have a problem where his legs collapse in too much, but this came with the leg fixes. I had to install them, and he's nice and sturdy. So, yeah. Big, chunky Optimus Prime. Really posable, a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoy this.
That's pretty.
It is pretty. I mean, we could talk about it on Big Bots, but I don't know how many Star Convoys we have between the two of us. You have a G1, don't you? Well, look at that. We got 2. That's enough for a show, isn't it? So I went to RetroCon a little over a month ago, and I showed off some stuff from that, but I was waiting to show off the others. The other things I got, big surprise, I got G1 stuff. I got G1 Joyride. He is not complete. He is missing both Hot Wire, his Power Master, and his gun, sadly. So I'll have to find those somewhere, but he was really cheap, and I wanted to get him. Because the other ones I got, which were complete, G1 Getaway and G1 Slapdash.
Nice.
Slapdash does have his little engine block in his back part, so these guys are complete. And I did get some Toyhax stickers to make these guys look a lot better too, and they look great. They're a lot of fun. I've said it before. This generation, or not this generation, but this era of G1 is my childhood because I had Power Master, Optimus Prime. The late 80s toys were like my jam. So
But Getaway was such a good toy.
it is so much fun. I actually love Slapdash. This figure is so cool. I love the transformation for it. It's so weird. Like I wouldn't expect a G1 toy to have this. And I just like the fact that everything can clip onto the back when he's not being like when you're not using the engine block and everything. So it's really cool. They're all really good figures. I like them all a lot. So I'm really happy to have these to go with my Power Master Optimus Prime. I'm hoping to find the Power Master Hot Wire for Joyride and the gun at some point, but you know, we'll let it go. It'll get there. And then the last thing I have is I ordered a model kit and I built it. And it is the Furai model kit of Leo Prime.
Ooh.
And he has a sexy kit. Not only did I snap him up, and he comes with a cloth cape.
Sexy kitten.
Oh, sexy kitty. He's got a cloth cape.
We would have also accepted Sexy Beast.
You know, let's go with Sexy Beast. I think that makes more sense.
That's me.
But he did need a little bit of work. The toes were not color accurate, so I painted those gold to match that. And I did some shading. You can kind of see that on the lion head there, around the edges. But I did some work on him, and oh my god, he is so nice. Such a great kit, really posable, a lot of hand options, and he comes with this awesome sword. Clear green sword. Love it. A lot of posing options, a lot of optional parts, because there's different shoulder pieces, so you don't need this with the tail on it and the cape and everything. The shield can come off. It's got guns on it. Really, really great figure. If you don't want to build it, I think you guys talked about it last week. They're doing a Furai action figure of it, so I recommend it. I think it's a really, really cool figure. But that's all I'm going to show off for now.
All right.
So cool.
Okay, we come to the final position with Daryl. I know you've got some special things to show us.
Hi, guys.
In your haul at TFcon.
So the day before I left for TFcon, I picked up Spike as well. So, hey, I got Spike. So I didn't need to get him at TFcon, but he cost me $15 here, Canadian. So, yeah, that's retail here. But, yeah, I got him. I haven't opened him, but I got him. He's cool, I guess, for a Spike. Small story. I drove Alex Milne to TFcon And there are a lot of stories that are just going to stay between Alex and I because we had quite an adventure. But we stopped at a comic book store that was selling Transformers, and Alex has been trying to, buy some figures, and he saw some figures that he didn't have yet, and so he bought one, and he's like, hey, if you get me this figure, I'll give you a sketch. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good deal. So I bought it for him, but I said I didn't bring any sketch covers. So I said, well, I'm in a comic book store. Do you have any sketch covers? And so the guy said, it's like, actually, somebody from Chicago came down and bought all our sketch covers. I said, are you kidding me? So I said, you don't have one? You're not one in the whole store? He's like, give me a second. I think I might have one. So he digs around behind him in some kind of bin he's got. He's like, here's one. He's like, oh, it's a pretty good one too. It's Spawn #1 that just came out recently. So I said, cool, I'll take it. I have one of these here at the house, but I needed it there. So I gave it to Alex, and Alex did a sketch on it for me. So it's not Transformers, but was done at TFcon. This is Alex Milne doing Spawn at TFcon.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's sexy.
And because he had some time, he did it on Friday night. He did the back too.
Oh
my God. Oh,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
I'm pretty happy. This was all for the price of a Transformer.
What Transformer? I have to ask.
Nope.
No. All right.
It's one of the secrets that's going to stay between Alex and me. So yeah, but I'm very happy with this. This is awesome.
That's really
This
cool.
was one of those things that just kind of happened. But yeah,
you were probably going to ask him for a sketch anyway.
Well, I didn't bring any sketch covers. I was, we were just going to have a nice little road trip, and I'm like, okay, well, what's, what are we going to do? I'm not going to bother him. I'm not going to try and, give him crap to do. He's got a lot to do. He's going to make a bunch of money. So whatever. Anyway, I did buy a bunch of toys. I bought some Legend scale stuff. I'm going to keep one. I got a couple things I'm going to keep back, but one of the things I did buy and have open to mess with. This is New Age Darius. I think they're calling him Darius.
Yeah,
I got his box here. There it is. There. This is Galvatron, and I like him. He looks good. This is the animation colors, I guess. They had one that was more of a metallic there, but I guess maybe I can get him closer. Maybe not. I don't know, but he looks really good. I like him a lot. He's very posable. It's not going to focus. Fuck it. But yeah, he's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying having this guy here, and yeah, so I'm gonna mess with him a bit. I think this is my first. Oh no, I've got an Ultra Magnus, so I don't have many post movie figures. But I did fall in love with that Artfire 2000 booth. I spent a lot of time over there, but it was very busy. The second figure I bought over there, because it was in a little bin of cheap figures, because it was loose and not complete and kind of beat up. This is a G1 Sonic Bomber.
Nice.
Wow.
This was $40. So
wow.
So it's missing his gun, and it's missing his there's a orange ramp that's supposed to go with him. His arms are pretty loose. But he still transforms perfectly fine. He could use a sticker set, so there is one on Toyhax that I'll pick up using the new code that we have, TM1234, that get me 15% off. So yeah, this guy's missing everything. He doesn't have, there's a MicroMaster that comes with him. He's missing that. So yeah. So yeah, but yeah, so he's missing a gun, he's missing a ramp, and he's missing his MicroMaster, all of which are probably more expensive than this guy is by himself. And his white plastic's pretty yellow. So yeah, but I was just happy to get him.
That's a good find for $40. Like, that's a sweet find.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But the main thing, the thing that I got and that I'm really happy to have is
before the doors even opened.
Before the show even opened, I blew my budget before the show started. And
kept spending.
Yes. Is that back at the TFcon that was in Canada in December last year, the makeup one, I was able to find a G1 Star Saber. It's in pretty good condition. It's just missing his gun. So, I've been trying to, kind of half-assed trying to find a gun, but have not been able to find a gun. Well, at this Chicago TFcon, I didn't find a gun, but I did find the other half of Victory Saber. So this is a box. If you're not watching this, the video, this is a box for Victory Leo. It's got its styrofoam in it too, so everything's in there. And this was pretty good. I was told that it would be more expensive. I paid $275 for this, but I was told it would be more expensive if it had a missile. And then when I got back to the room, there was a missile inside. So yay, I win. So I had them out at the hotel. But as soon as I got them back here, I had to put them together with Star Saber. So it's a G1 Victory Saber with a missile. So he looks pretty good now. I'm pretty happy with him. And guess what? He can't hold his damn gun anyway. So what are you going to do with that? So whatever. Actually, he probably could right there, but it would look weird. 2 guns on the same hand. So yeah.
He's just waiting for his HasLab counterpart.
Yeah. I have the Masterpiece one too. So, I mean, it's maybe a Victory Saber, big bots.
Or Star Saber / Victory Saber, because not all of us have Victory Sabers.
I'm not taking my Victory Sabers apart. But yeah, so this is my pride and joy right now. I got to find a place in a cabinet to put him because he's just huge and he's awesome and I love him. And yeah,
he is your new son.
yeah. So I'm pretty happy with him. It's weird. It's because the camera's not going to pick it up, but the Star Saber, the plastic on him is aged. You can see it, but the Victory Leo is it's white, like it's pristine. It's really in really good condition. So I'm really happy with that. If I have the opportunity to actually buy an in-box Star Saber, I'll probably take that opportunity then.
And then you can give me the other one, right?
Just for free. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's now, on the internet for posterity.
Right.
Can I send you a sketch for it? Can I pay with a drawing?
Yes. Yeah, I'll accept that.
All right.
Send us your portfolio, Dr. Pants. Let's see what your skills are first. we gotta vet you.
Start sketching now. So yeah, but other than that, I got a couple other things, but those were my big purchases. I'm really happy with the Victory Leo. It was a figure that I was hoping to pick up at some point. I did not ever expect to get one in a box, but the opportunity presented itself, and there it was. There was some box Deathsauruses there, G1 Deathsauruses, but they were like between $600 and $900 US. And the thought crossed my mind, like, I could, possibly, but then I'd be eating shit all month. So I'm pretty good at persuading. So yeah, about a month, but yeah, so I'm pretty happy.
But it's a vintage G1.
It's vintage.
It's actually
quantities.
It's actually an investment. This is actually a deal.
That's right. It's only going to go up from here. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's. So yeah, that's my haul for this week. It's pretty happy with this one.
All right. Okay, that's it for our trips to the store, and let's move on with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
All right, that's it for this episode of Transmissions. As always, at the end of each show, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons, because those are the folks who continue to support the show at our highest level. So we give them a shout out in every episode. So thank you very much to John 4X Levengood and Demon Tech 82, who really appreciate your continued contribution. And of course, I want to remind you we have our new promotion now from Toyhax, our friends at Toyhax. We've got the new gift code or new promo code TM1234. So that will save you 15% at toyhax.com on all your purchases. So use that early and often, TM1234, and enjoy. Thanks, Dr. Pants, for joining us this week. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you and your stuff online?
You can find me and my friends at Nerdstradamus on YouTube and nerdstradamus.com for all our links, because we are everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, but YouTube is where you can find us the most. And we post, videos there every so often. Most of the time lately, we've been streaming. We're streaming Wednesdays and Fridays, so come check us out and join us. We tend to post in the Transmissions Discord and say, hey, we're live, join us. I know a couple of the Transmissions people have jumped in. John 4X Levengood, Masterpiece Donatron, he was there last Friday. So come join us, check it out, and you might even see something spooky show up there that we made. We made a horror movie. We did a horror movie, so yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. I got to be a killer.
I can see that.
In the
What? I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not, but I'm going to choose to take it that way. So thanks, Charles.
All right. Well, that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.